Hey everybody. Usually you really plan these videos out, but sometimes you get an idea, turn on the camera, and let her rip. And then you edit it later. Let's see how it worked out.
The instant oatmeal, when you pour it in there, the dust. Hi everybody, it's that retired guy that's lived through the 60s twice and is still having fun. It's Friday morning and I know what you're thinking. How can he look this good first thing in the morning? What can I tell you? In any case, on Fridays I play hockey, so I usually for breakfast it's either a peccadillo, a habit, or a superstition. I like to have oatmeal. Now oatmeal is not as hard to make as you think. We're going to make a bowl of oatmeal together. And I'll show you. It's easy to do. You've probably read oatmeal is one of the best things for you, and I happen to believe it is if I'm going to talk about breakfast cereal, carbs, and all that. So let's make a bowl of oatmeal together, and maybe you'll start doing it as well. So first of all, I'll start the water. Now I'm a tea drinker, so I have my teapot. There's plenty of water in here, and it's one of these teapots where you can set the temperature, which is great. Instead of having boiling water, you've got to do that chewing thing when it's too hot. I set it up for my tea temperature, which is oolong, 190 degrees, and get it going. Now, you'll see there's also a coffee pot in here. The best part of waking up is Folgers in your cup. No, it isn't. I don't like the smell of coffee, the taste of coffee, anything of that. I'm one of those people. So it's nice that I do have a teapot that's going to cook the water. Now, while it's going, that's when you can get everything together. Cooking implements. Just a small pot, that's all you need. Wooden spoon, instrumental. Let's get the bowl that we're going to be eating out of. That is useful during the cooking phase. And then let's get the oatmeal. Now I use Quaker Oats. Who doesn't? Maybe you can buy the off-brands, but I go with this guy. He's been around since I was, I think, born. It's the old-fashioned oats. I don't even bother with the 1-minute stuff. Yeah, it may be quick, but it just doesn't taste the same. And the instant oatmeal, we've all had that, but when you pour it in there, first of all, the dust. So that goes everywhere. But also, all the sugar and everything is in there. It just tastes too sweet to me. I sweeten my own stuff my own way. However, when I go for this, I go for the real stuff. Now, if you look on the back of the box, it'll give you 1 serving, what to do, and 2 servings. 1 serving isn't enough. 2 servings is too much. So I've settled on a 3/4 cup. And the nice thing about oatmeal, all you got to do is take it, put it in a nice rounded 3/4 cup of everything, so it's easy to make. Now, it also calls for you can put in some milk in there. Me, I like my oatmeal to have the taste, so I take the entire 3/4 cup, pour that in, and the water is heated up enough while I'm doing this. And that's it. I turn the heat on all the way, as high as it goes, without licking over the sides because you kind of waste the fire there. Cleanup is something that happens along the way. I'm done with the measuring cup. I do a quick wash, quick dry, and put it away. You don't have to worry about it anymore. Done. Then I'll mix up this concoction. You have to bring it to a rolling boil. Now, while you're doing that, whether you're a coffee or a tea drinker, you can get all that ready. Let's put the milk away, shall we? And the oats. When we're done, the key is to have nothing left over, and we're just ready to sit down and eat. Now, while you were doing that, let's get everything else ready. Get my teacup, a nice Starbucks cup. Starbucks is good for me for something, maybe not the coffee, but the 12-ounce cup works just fine. Throw in a tea bag. And I like some Splenda in there. I start to hear the hiss of the boil. Give it another mix while I'm doing things, but that'll be boiling in just a second. The nice thing about getting the hot water ready early is making the boil come a lot faster. Put in just 1 pack of Splenda into my tea. Here we go. So this is boiling rapidly all the way up to the top. Take it, turn the fire all the way down to its lowest end and put the top on. Now, you know how your tops work on your own pans. I know that if I have it this way and pull it this way, there's just a little venting happening on this side. So that way you're not getting a little pressure cooker event in there, and everything will keep cooking and boiling, but no chance of boiling over.
Siri, set a timer for 6 minutes.
6 minutes counting down.
Thank you.
My pleasure.
So I come over to the tea. It's ready to go. Pour it that hot, mixes it up. You don't even have to stir it. And I turn on the keep warm. The nice thing again about one of these electric kettles, the automatic ones, is that it'll keep it warm for the next half hour at that temperature I like. So while this is cooking, I'll go over to where I'm sitting and I'll maybe get a video ready, maybe read about what's happening in the news. Tired of the election, but I know we all are. And then we wait for this to cook. So while that's cooking, let's finish the tea. All you do is grab the tea bag, give it a few shakes, and pop it out. That's it. Now I use PG Tips. PG Tips is the most popular tea in England. I used to drink it a lot when I was over there working. Number one, it was free, but number two, I like the taste. It's kind of like our Lipton. It's everywhere. Now, I've got this big bag because I ordered it on Amazon, and I don't think I knew how big the bag was, but I've got plenty of it. Cheers. I usually give it 1 stir over the course of that 6 minutes. It calls for 5. I don't know why, but I've always cooked it for that extra minute. Seems to work. We're counting down. We got a minute left. Let's take a break.
And when your 6 minutes of cooking time is over, you simply repeat.
Okay, the timer went off. I've restarted it. And all I do is turn the heat completely off. Take a look at what you've got. And here's where you make a decision. Now, mine this morning has come out just a little bit juicy, shall we say. So that's the thing. Sometimes you put in the same 3 ingredients the same way, you cook it the same way, and sometimes it comes out, juicy. Other times it boils down to the consistency you're looking for. That's the definition of chaos theory. You do the same thing and it comes out differently at the end. So I wanted to evaporate a little bit of the liquid in here. So instead of putting the lid right back on, as I normally do, I'll tip it out a little bit, give it more chance to escape, and that way it just evaporates down a little bit more and it'll get the consistency I want. Okay, the timer went off. Let's see what we've got. Put your lid on its side. Take your wooden spoon, spoon out what you've got. It's just about the way I like it. A little creamy, but not too loose. Important now, start your cleanup. Don't wait till later. So just go over it and make sure your water is hot. Don't shock your pan over the long term. That's the worst thing for it. But just get a scrubber, take the loose stuff off. Do the same with your pan, just the loose stuff, and it'll be a lot easier to clean when you're done. It takes seconds. You can leave a little in the bottom to soak those corners, but never ever soak your wooden spoons. Don't run them through the dishwasher either. That will destroy them a lot more quickly. They will start to split and crack and get little splinters in them. Not the way to go. So you can kind of put this sideways, and your cleanup is 90% done. Now you'll see over here by the oatmeal, we have choices. We've got brown sugar, regular white granule sugar, and Splenda, which Splenda is what I usually use with my A1C, of course. But since it's a special occasion, all you guys have come into my kitchen, let's do some brown sugar, shall we? I've already taken the liberty of kind of making sure it's more granulized than usual, brown sugar, no matter how you lock it up. So when you've got your sugar in there of whatever your sweetener is, take it and then just move the bowl and take it from the inside, or for the outside in, and then back out. Make sure it is completely mixed throughout the oatmeal. Last thing I put in there is blueberries. So you get some good ones and you just kind of put them across. Now blueberries, they're tasty and they're good for memory, but everybody who knows me says there's not enough blueberries in the world to cure what ails me. But you put in the blueberries last, not when you're mixing them in, because it makes them warm. It makes them a little more mushy. You like that nice pop and the nice flavor of a nice cool blueberry. I put in a decent amount of these. I basically get one per bite. That's what I look for. Something like that. That works for me. We close those up. Splenda over here. The sugar choices over here. And your cooking space is done. I've got my banana. I've got my oatmeal. I've got my tea. And I'm ready to go. I'm going to go eat, and then we'll do the final cleanup, and I'll say goodbye in just a few minutes. Okay, we're all done. Let's finish up. I'll probably have a little more tea. Let's get rid of the banana, the bowl, put in the dishwasher, and let's wash up. We've already been soaking things, so make sure you got warm water going. Make sure there's some soap. Now you do want to wash the lid because of the boil up. The pot, we've already gotten rid of it, most everything. Let's just make sure, but we were soaking it too, so there's nothing possibly stuck to the bottom. And finally, the wooden spoon. Remember, never ever wash these in the dishwasher. They will splinter, they will crack, and they will age prematurely. You won't like them. Takes you 2 seconds. And then you put it to dry. One thing is, if you've got more than one wooden spoon, rotate them. Don't use the same one all the time. I put it behind here, and whatever's on the left-hand side, I use each time. We dry up the pan. Dry up the pot top. Put them away, which is right down in this little drawer. And when you look around, it's like it never happened, and you had yourself a very tasty bowl of oatmeal, a banana, and some tea. If you don't like bananas, something else. You probably having your coffee. I'll stick to my tea, thank you. Here's to you. So that's it for the video. This is that retired guy who's lived through the 60s twice, still having fun, and eating his oatmeal on hockey night. Wish me luck tonight. Let's hope I stone him. Cheers, all. Mm.